All right, we're going to start off looking at open and closed shapes and polygons. So the first thing that we're going to do is go over a little bit of vocabulary. So we're going to look first at the word close. It means that it's surrounded on all sides. It's shut without any openings. So I'm going to put in here without openings. So some things that are closed might look like this, where you can trace it back to the point of origin. It might look like this. It might look like this. These are closed figures. All right. The opposite of that is open. An open figure has an opening or a gap between the lines. So when we talk about open figures, we're talking about figures that have an opening or a gap. Notice the lines did not touch. This is an opening right here. It might look like this, or it could look like this. Those are open figures. Your next vocabulary word is geometry. I guess it's important if we're going to study it to know exactly what it is that we're studying. Geometry is the study in math where you look at points, lines, angles, and shapes. A point is a dot that marks a location. It's usually a period. Sometimes it'll have a letter by it so that you can identify the specific point. Polygon is another word, or polygon, depending on how you like to say it. Poly actually means many in Latin. A polygon or a polygon is a closed figure having 3 or more straight sides. It's important that the sides are straight. So some examples of polygons would be a triangle, a square, a pentagon, an octagon, a hexagon, all of those. Now we've gone over some examples of open figures and we've gone over closed. We've talked about polygons. I'm going to show you some shapes that are not polygons. So these are not polygons. These are some non-examples that you might see. So let's look at first. And then let's go here. These figures are not polygons. And so let's look at the reasons that they may not be polygons. One, there may not be any straight lines. So there are no straight lines. So we can put on there that it has curved lines. Such as the circle or this wonky little shape over here that looks like a little ghost off of Pac-Man. It's open. Okay, so the end of one side does not touch the end of another side. So these two are open. Or two lines do not touch. It is not completely closed. So looking at this one right here, it has some open space in it that would allow it, that would keep it from being a polygon. We're going to deal with two specific kinds of polygons in this video. The first one is called a triangle. So hopefully you know what a triangle is. A triangle is a shape that has three sides and three angles. It is a closed figure. In a regular polygon, all sides are equal, so that's going to be a triangle that looks like this. In an irregular polygon, not all of the sides are equal, and so it may look something like this. So this is a regular polygon. All sides are equal, and this is an irregular. We're also going to talk about quadrilaterals. Okay, so quadrilaterals are a four-sided, four-angled shape. So it has four sides, four angles, and it's a closed figure. A regular quadrilateral would be a square, and you have to pretend like I'm perfect and that these sides are all perfectly the same length. So all sides equal. That makes it a regular polygon. What would be an irregular polygon? Hopefully you said a rectangle would be an irregular polygon. So when you think back through, a dot that marks a location is called a point. If something is completely without openings, shut in on all sides, it is called closed. The type of math where you study points, lines, and shapes is called geometry. A closed figure that has 3 or more straight lines is called a polygon. And you should be able to identify shapes that are open and closed at this point. As always, if you have questions, come by and see me.